So this is one of those rare occasions where I decided to change my settings, and by change my settings, I mean, there we go. Something around my desk and my lighting. So in the videos that follow that look like they're in this series, because they are in this series, and the light looks a little different, that's because I literally moved my light on my desk, and I'm actually recording them backwards. So my bad. We are doing this now. Okay, so let's see. All right. Now, I get some good news and bad news with this one, which actually was part of my delay to getting here. So it's Sunday, which means it's time for a Stashcast. Now, before we get to that, I am your resident witch and creature, Aradia, the warrior of Aradia's hand and Danae's divine, where I create myth, magic, and meaning for your everyday life through art, intuition, and energy work. And on Sundays, I like to do a little thing called Stashcast over here. So, stash when it comes to artists is usually talking about materials that we use: beads, buttons, yarn, thread, fabric, paint, what have you. I have also extended this in my practice to concern tools as well, because I do seem to have an awful lot of them. Now, I don't know when I got this idea, but I like it, and I've been doing it for a while. So lately we've been doing a series, because that's usually what ends up happening. At some point I will have a lot of something for a particular art form, and when that happens, we're going to have a giant stash cast about something. I'm looking at the DOG, trying to figure out what she is, DOING, because she's been weird. So we've been talking about needle felting. And this whole series, it's gonna go on for a couple more weeks. I've got various tools. We're about halfway through right now, I think. But the good news and bad news is this. So we're talking about foam. Foam, I got two sizes. The thing about this foam is, I got this foam from Felt Alive, K Petal. I have her website links below. However, you cannot get this foam anymore, not from her. I am considering reaching out and asking where she got it, or if she has any suggestions of where to get it, or an alternative. But as it is, this is it now. If I recall correctly, this is probably foam that's used like in like, I think, upholstery foam. So like that might be a good place to start if I don't have an answer for you. But what I will do, so I don't forget, is I will make a note to myself right now. Let's see. We're taking it back old school by kidding. Forgetting to do stuff and then having to do it in the middle of the video. That's fun. We're saving. Why? Because you must always save. Things that you learned from having a computer in the 90s. Save constantly. Or your computer might eat it. So. Like I said, I got this from Built Alive. You can't. I'm sorry. That may change in the future, but as of this recording, no. I looked. It's not there. There's not even entries about the foam, and I'm sure at some point, maybe in the blog or an update, she might have mentioned it, but I don't regularly visit people's websites if I'm not looking for something specifically. And even the people whose websites I do visit, I don't visit them terribly often, if that makes sense. So there's that. Now, this, of course, is used for needle felting. So let's see. Next week, we're going to talk about a kit, and that has another thing that I've used. I like this better. One, because it's larger. It's a bit sturdier. And I've had this for a while, and I haven't killed it yet. I haven't done like a ton of felting, though, okay, to be fair. But I didn't do a ton of felting with that stuff either, and I killed that. So I like this. Yeah, but this is a good backing, because what's going to happen is you're going to stab into this, and you're not going to stab yourself. You're not going to stab your work surface, and you're still going to be able to felt. Now, I will say, from using this, I do know that it is going to take some of the spare like edges of it, and it's going to like fuzz onto it, and you just peel it off and it's fine. It's not going to like break apart. If it's like actually felted, it's not going to break apart. So that is a thing. because little bits of it, as you felt, as you form the solid structure of whatever you're felting, it's gonna like get stuck in here. But honestly, I really like this, so I wish I had more. And I don't know, eventually, like, because it's foam, because it's synthetic, eventually it's gonna break down, and eventually with a lot of use it's gonna break down. So I don't know what I'm gonna do when that happens, but hopefully that's no time soon, to be honest with you. And I might touch base with Mags, because Mags is a needle felter that I know, and they might have a suggestion, so I'll ask them too. But that's it. So like, this is my go-to when it comes to felting. I also use it though, incidentally, for other things. So like, if I have a swatch or like a small piece of a project that I'm taking a picture of, I've been known to take this, or more likely this one, pin it to this with T-pins, because they're a little sturdier and a little heftier than like stick pins or straight pins, and stretch it out so I can take pictures of it. I've done this with like the beginning of a cardigan, and I'm working on doing it with swatches, and yeah, so it's also handy for that, personally. And that's partially because I don't have any what do you call them? Blocking mats. Blocking mats would be the other thing to do that with, but I don't have any. So this will do. And that's it. Gosh. Yeah, and the last thing I used this for, I think it was this one too, the smaller one. I have, and eventually, this is going to get brought up again. I had a cowl that had some knotted ends that I wanted to hide. And so I put this in the middle of the cowl and stabbed on one side, you know, so I didn't felt the cowl to itself, because that's the thing. Let's not do that. But yeah. Yeah, that's it. So, if you want to see pictures of this, you can scroll into the post below. My question for you, though, is, have you used this foam? Did you get it from Kay before she stopped making it available? Have you seen it somewhere else? Let's put that in there. Whoa! Or something like it. So do tell. Share with the class, please. Thank you. But that's it. Yeah. And if you don't have, if you've not used this, do you have an alternative? Do you have something that maybe you learned or you found that you liked? Love to hear, because that's part of the community here, is sharing and exchanging and letting people know stuff. Yeah. Helping each other out, basically. So, which is a great deal of ironic, given that, you know, I'm not much for, like, I don't know, I'm not against community. It's just, I'm so much of an introvert. Like, community is like an uncomfortable space for me. Like, I prefer to kind of lurk and like hang out in the corner. And in community and communal situations, that looks real sus. But no, really, I'm a keep to myself kind of person. For a lot of reasons. So many reasons. So many, a whole box full of reasons. But that's it. I think is that it? That's it. Looking at our notes, trying to figure out where I'm at. So, I have Kay's website, Felt Alive, links below, but not for this. Just, I have their website below. So if you would like to check out the other things that Kay does, like what they make, and the other things they offer, which are needles right now, which we've just finished talking about, you can find it there. And if you just want to see her blog and the things that she's made, and last time I checked, she's still doing classes. I don't know, because this is a really long time ago. I don't know, because I didn't check when I looked for these, what she's doing now with regard to that. But I think a lot of them were digital recordings, so I don't see why they wouldn't still be up there, but don't quote me on that. You should just go and check for yourself and make sure. But that's it. Also linked below, my websites, Aradia's Hand to Nays Divine, and my active social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, where I like to hang out the most, and now my YouTube channels, as well as Twitch. So if you'd like to see me use some of the things that we've been talking about on Stashcast, or some of the things that I've got on the art halls on Tuesdays, that's the place to be. that is where I do my project time. When I do my project time. Saying this because sometimes on Sundays I don't do my project time. Like Labor Day Sunday. Yeah. Don't. I know. It's April. What am I talking about Labor Day for? Because that's when I recorded this. Because we're time traveling. So yay. Is that everything? I think that's everything. So, speaking of everything, you stayed to the end of this. What are we doing tomorrow? Tomorrow is a Monday Motivation Day. So hopefully we're going to be able to bring this energy from past me to present you to present me tomorrow. I don't know. That's the hope. But we'll see. So, I want to take a moment to say thank you. Thank you to everybody who's watched these videos, liked, commented, anything, shared. It means a lot. I'm glad that you have deemed what I'm doing important and interesting enough to share and interact with it, even if you're just watching it. Speaking of watching it, if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to hear about more stuff like this. And like, hey, by the way. And since you're like here, if you're not already over on Patreon, you should just go over there anyway, because I do extra stuff and other community projects that I don't offer access to anywhere else. So if that's something that you're interested in, you can head over there and see what that's about. Yeah, so that's it. I think that's it. I don't know if I said anything about pictures, but if you did want to see a picture and you're watching this on YouTube, the link at the top will send you over. Not that it matters, because you can't get this, and I don't have a proper name for what this is, so I can't even tell you what it is to search. Like, it might be upholstery foam. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. So, I think that is everything. Yep. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, and goodbye, my lovelies, and I will see you, hopefully, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed tomorrow. A little more energy and pep in my step, hopefully, because I'm gonna need it, because it's Monday, and ew, gross. Toodles!